Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, in the past, present, future, wherever and whenever you are. Welcome to another scene for the Changeling, the 20th venue in the Living World of Darkness. Our scene is set in another restaurant scene for Charles. Are we surprised at this point? Well, buckle in. So, this one is another vegetarian restaurant, and at least a single Michelin star vegetarian restaurant known as the Avant Garden in Manhattan, New York. Charles has reserved a table, and he's definitely dressed up nice. Maybe not like dressed to the nines or anything like that, but he at least is putting on the fact that he knows he's at a fancy restaurant or something like that. Whether that's required or not is another story. Doesn't seem to be the case, as he's looking around at the other people at the restaurant, and some are semi formal, not necessarily over the top or anything like that. But at this moment, he's waiting for Maxine, and he's got himself he's ordered a bottle of rosé for their friendship lunch, as it's been a while since they've actually talked to each other, since their friendship became official in ink and legend and narrative.
Maxine stands in front of the restaurant, kind of scowling. It's a lot fancier than she expected, and a lot fancier than she's dressed for. With a deep breath, she goes in and looks around.
It's not hard to spot Charles.
She tries her best to just kind of like apologize with her face to the host as she just like makes a beeline for the table.
Maxine, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Please have a seat. And he actually gets up and he like pulls the chair out for
her. Thank you. Mm-hmm. She sits down.
Still being ever the host, even though it's not his place. And he gets back down. I don't know what Ryan you like, but perhaps this is a good opportunity to learn about that. After all, we are such good friends now, after all. Better to know what your likes. But I did order a bottle of rosé.
Fancy. Sure.
I mean, yes, it's the Tintuata della Terre Nere Inter Rosato from Sicily.
Well, bottoms up, I guess.
I know I butchered that all, but as a note, Charles did it perfectly and perfectly in fluent Italian. So
I would have butchered it way worse. And butchered it in character, too.
Fancy. Mm-hmm. It is quite fancy. $54 a bottle.
Oh, I mean, I don't want to put you out or anything.
Oh, you wouldn't be putting me out. After all, what are friends for?
That's a really good question.
Good question, indeed. Although I do have the distinct feeling you're embarrassed of me.
I'm not embarrassed of you.
Really now? Oh, I mean, we don't talk at work. Every time we pass in the halls, you manage to go ducking somewhere else.
Oh, you know, nature of the job, just keeping myself busy. Gotta help people with their rehabilitation and stay on the right side of the law. You know me.
Course. Well, from the reviews I've been given so far, even though it's been pretty much the first week on the job, apparently I think I'm making some really good breakthroughs with a number of them.
Oh, how large of a number?
Well, let's see, how many parolees have I worked with for the past week? You know, with kind of loose counts, I usually have to review my notes and my my files on each of them. Right now, I think they're giving me a light load, but you know what? You know how I am with people. I can just get right in to those nitty-gritty details.
Maybe if you come across any of my parolees, could give me a heads up.
They haven't given me any, and I know which ones are on the list.
Thank you. I mean, not saying you wouldn't do an absolutely fantastic job.
Oh, I understand. They're yours to do with as you will. And I wouldn't wish to step on your toes in that matter.
I appreciate that, friend.
I wonder just how much.
Oh. More than words can say. More than my words, anyways.
Well, try me.
Thank you. I really, really appreciate you not conflicting the the efforts I make with my parolees as I try to make them better people.
See, that wasn't too hard, was it?
It was like chewing glass.
Oh, there are far worse things. But this menu, as small as it is, has a delightful number of things. I made sure to pick this one out for you, as I know your eating habits are of a particular slant. No lutefish. Speaking about which, has your mother sent that up to you?
There was like a little bit of yeah, I got rid of it.
Oh, that's a shame. I was looking forward to trying it again. See if
No,
the journey.
Nobody looks forward to lutefisk.
Well, I'm not just anyone.
Oh. Have you tried Colicles yet? They're much better and much less.
You know, they're fermenting right now. I'm waiting on it.
It's a treat. I make sure, I'm around when you try them.
Oh, I'll make sure you don't miss a moment of it.
Why do you make everything sound so menacing? She says, just kind of finally, like, dropping the whole, like, cowering for a moment.
Menacing? I thought I was being I thought I was raving a level of intrigue.
I swear, every time I talk to you, I feel like I'm about to be eaten by something.
Eaten? My dear Maxine, I wouldn't eat you.
Well, not anymore.
Well, of course, I wasn't going to eat you before anyway.
Sure. She still kind of leans away saying that.
Look, as much as they like to think that I'm a red cap wannabe, that's not on my menu.
Well, that's good. So, have you heard anything new? Not regarding me. I mean, I'm sick to death of hearing about me.
That's fine. We won't talk about you then today, unless you want to.
Well, there's certain subjects it's probably best if we avoid altogether.
All right. Then this is a friend's brunch. No talking about those things. We'll just worry about other aspects of life.
Okay. That sounds nice, actually.
So, because I'm still getting my feelers around the department, anyone I should be aware of? Or rather, shouldn't be aware of.
The chief takes a while to warm up, but he's a reasonable guy. I don't really talk to many of my coworkers. Small town girl from Minnesota around a bunch of, I mean, you've seen them. They're big old dudes in the parole office. And
in Yes, big old dudes with very, very small minds. But such as it is.
A lot of them seem to think that the only way to get through to people is through brawn. And I've found in my experience that a lot more help happens when you lend an ear instead of a fist.
Of course. That's exactly how things are. The problem is that we're looking at a society that's based on the ideals that we go that despite the fact that we've civilized ourselves beyond that of rabid animals. No offense, my dear friend. Even you are above that.
Well,
Because as you said, you understand. You know these people need a kind ear to listen to, or at least some words to encourage them, to give them new perspective and encourage them and build them to grow.
exactly. And you'd be surprised how much a good conversation is all some of these people really need.
I'm not surprised at all.
Good. Um. So yeah, I mean, aside from that, the chief, I really don't cavort at work.
Seems very lonely. I mean, even if I were to give at least someone the correct amount of disdain for their viewpoints, I at least would make it a personal notion to at least know the people in the environment I'm working with.
Well, I try to stay out of the office. So
Yes, I will say working with parolees is far less stinging than having to work in the SVU. A lot less itchy, he says as he subtly hints at the idea.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, working together as friends definitely improves my social life at work. But I'm especially glad that you came over to Brooklyn instead of me to Manhattan because, well, I wouldn't have anything to do in your department anyways.
Well, parole. Well, there's always need for parole officers, no matter where you go.
Yeah, but there's a lot less parole offices in Manhattan. I think the general populace finds them, I don't know, unsavory.
Yes, I mean, to be honest, I think I've only met ever one parole officer in Hell's Kitchen, and they seem terribly overworked.
Yeah, it's a busy job. I'm trying to find my descriptions of some of my dreamers so I can actually have something to talk about. Because there we go. So, yeah, it's been a rough week at work. I've been helping out with that. There's this girl named Emmy, and
oh yes, Emmy. She's one of yours.
Yeah, I mean, good kid. Got into trouble. Her stepdad got just a little too friendly too often, and I mean, she's trying her best on parole to keep her head straight, but her family's been getting in touch with her, trying to get her to say nothing happened. And yeah.
I honestly should introduce you to Mallory about that one. I think you'd find her to be a very, very good resource when it comes to cases such as that.
Mallory is...
Oh, the friend you saw me that we were viciously giving jabs to.
Oh, the one who called me that you called me the help to.
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah.
Yes, we still talk. She's rather surprised I got transferred, but such as it is. To be honest, the rest of the department wasn't sad for me to go, but
I can't imagine why. You're an absolute delight to be around.
well, I know I'm a delight. They're not.
Oh, well. You know, what do they know?
Very little. They have very small minds. Mallory is the only one. Was the only thing that was even keeping me remotely sane while I was working there.
Well, now you've got me to anger your sanity too. Look at you.
Exactly. See, and here I was concerned about the fact that being away from Mallory, that all I'd be putting up was a bunch of meatheads.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I'm a meathead.
Oh, of course not. You're beyond the standard meathead of the department.
Ah, meathead plus. Gotcha.
Yes.
So the thing is, bringing you into Brooklyn and all, I probably should mention the Trods are in the Bronx. I found out.
I believe you told me that after the last time we
Yeah.
had that discussion, and I am very well aware of it now.
Yeah, I wasn't quite sure who I've told what to these days. I find my social calendar just bursting at the seams. I actually was visited. I'm sorry for the very late text last night, by the way.
Oh yes, I am looking forward to meeting up with Mariva at some point or another.
Maneva.
Maneva. Sorry. Mariva, Maneva, Minerva. So many fun words, so many fun names, so many different intricate meanings. But I am looking forward to meeting up with her again. Honestly, the only time I've ever met her was at that Halloween party.
Yeah, she's a little soft-spoken, but once you get her out of her shell, she's just a joy.
Oh, I can tell she's very soft-spoken. After all, she did did give quite the passionate speech, like something out of a Quentin Tarantino film.
Yeah. So we're thinking of the same person then.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But back to the issue of the Trods, she says. She sips at her rosé, kind of trying to determine if she likes it or not.
I think at this point the waitress or waiter has come over and is ready to take their order. Yes, can I get the pappardelle, one of the avocados, and I'll take the sunchoke toast.
Whatever this roasted carrot thing is seems like it'll be good. She says, pointing at the menu, sipping like very enthusiastically at the wine. This is good. Yes, I do like this.
Should be good. It's coming all the way from Sicily. I would love to travel. Hear the language of the world. It's luckily we are of good fortune the fact that New York City is a hodgepodge of culture and language here, but to hear it, to experience it, to see it dance in its place of origin, that would be something worth doing.
So what keeps you from traveling?
Well, work mostly.
Work.
Work and work.
Oh. Yeah. She kind of rolls her eyes at that one.
Mm.
That does seem to be on everybody's minds these days. Work.
Mm. Yes. Yes, indeed. But I don't think we're talking about that right now. I think we're talking about other matters. Just two friends having lunch.
Exactly. So friend, I wanted to extend a courtesy to you. I know that our first agreement had you fighting or not aiding. The thing is, I've never seen you in a kerfuffle, and if it's not your cup of tea, if you can't handle it, I would like you to know I can get you. I'll give you an out. I just don't want you to be uncomfortable. Some people are just more delicate, and I think you might be one of them. And she sips at her wine. I
Delicate.
mean,
Are you saying I couldn't stand seeing copious amounts of blood? I've seen plenty of that in my time.
I'm saying I don't want you just standing around while people are getting hurt, because then I'd have to take care of you so you don't get hurt.
Well, to be honest, to get per our agreement, I think I've already got plenty of outs as far as that's concerned, so you needn't worry about it.
Okay, good. I mean, she'll take another like long sip of the wine. Because all I'm saying is if you can't do magic, it's all right. I mean, some people are just not very skilled when it comes to stuff. I mean, I know you talked a big game during our oath there, but I mean, what can you really do?
Well, as you just said, I'm all talk.
Hmm. You're all talk.
All talk.
Show me.
Show you. Hmm.
It'll be fun.
All right. Let's see. Some fun. Let's see here. Ponders for a moment as he looks in there. Let me ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
Say it points towards one of the waiters. Looks like a klutz, doesn't he? He's actually very upstanding, up. So that doesn't look like one at all. He's very professional, very, very much in his place.
Is your power that you need glasses?
Well, someone's going to have to get their eyes checked too, because look at his bowed legs, his knotted hands, the way he trembles and flutters like leaves in the wind. I would say definitely he's the most klutziest man I've ever met. And I will bunk that. That's probably worth at least a -1. Of trying to think. You know what? I have to open up that scene. God damn it. And luckily he's a person, so I get to use actor on that one.
Fun.
Jesus, lots of things going on in scenes. Fuck. Okay. I need to open up that scene. One moment. Copy. What did I call this scene? Fuck, I don't remember. Oh, whatever. I'll just call it Maxine and Charles at lunch. Let's see. It is going to be 5 dice because no one's updated naming yet. Sadly. Difficulty is 7. Hashtag Ming plus actor. Someone's gonna lose their job. So he's like, I think he's the klutziest man I've ever met. And as soon as he says that, the man suddenly drops like the plate and food and everything, like on the entire table is just splattered, and the whole thing comes crashing down. He starts like apologizing for a moment, and then he slips as he grabs on the tablecloth and pulls everything down with him. A woman and a man just go tumbling down with him as the table just tilts over and lands.
Jesus.
And I will spend that glamour, and I'll blue book that here in just a moment. See, Maxine, the real power in this world is the fact that once you become the narrator of the story, everything dances to your will.
Cool, she says, and just kind of like scoots her chair back a little further away, just a hair.
Just a hair. Hey-o. And now you know. And knowing is half the battle, isn't it, Maxine? Anyway. Oh,
everything you say is a threat.
Isn't this fun?
She's going to finish her wine really quickly.
So, any more concerns, dear friend?
No, I think my concerns have been pretty much settled. Yeah. Not a single worry left in my little rabbity head.
Oh, that is so wonderful to hear. I am glad that we will have no further worries from this point forward.
No, of course not.
Man is
and just gives like a little shiver.
Mm-hmm. There's the sound of breaking in the back of the kitchen as the man is stumbled off to try and get stuff to clean up, and there's just more stuff that seems to be becoming a disaster thanks to this man.
You know, Charles, our orders are back there.
I know. Won't it be exciting to see how long it takes them?
I'm never gonna get my roasted carrot.
I don't think never. I just feel that we might get a discount.
You couldn't have just said you're over 65 or something.
Look, just because Charles has some premature graying at his temples doesn't mean I'm going to at least lie about it. Although that would be fun.
I find that a good lie is like a pinch of salt on a dish. It really brings the whole thing together.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a long week as far as that goes, though. Apparently, other people do not share my penchant for exaggeration. But I always say, why use one word when you can use 12?
Exactly. See, that's exactly why we're friends.
Words. We use a lot of them, apparently.
Exactly.
Mutual interest.
To language.
She'll hold up her empty wine glass.
Ting. There's a whole bottle still.
Oh, great.
Yep.
She'll pour herself some more. Jesus Christ. Like calculating in her head just how fucked her oath is at the moment.
The hammer is really hitting hard, I'm sure. And so will the wine. Give it enough time.
So yeah, what it
You might want to slow down on that. The last thing anyone wants to think about the fact is that you might be a lush.
Oh, yeah. No, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't want to give anybody any ideas of.
Not in the slightest. Of course, I wouldn't think any less of you.
Please. I certainly wouldn't want you to think me a lush. Your opinion of me is something I value quite tremendously, and it has grown in stock considerably. She says. She just like she's like visibly like shaking and trying to like get her hands to stop. Oh no.
The realization of this poor man is currently getting shouted at and stuff, and being told in the back, it's chaos back there right now. They're telling the goddamn man to get out of here because clearly he's fucking everything up. The new waiter comes out and he's starting to apologize, and lots of cleanup is happening at the other tables. Luckily, that wasn't our waiter, but our waiter comes out. And the waitress, I should say, she comes out and says, "I'm sorry, it's going to take. I'm sorry, there was an accident in the kitchen. Your meals are going to take a little longer than expected. We want to give you another complimentary bottle, for in appreciation for your patience." It's like, oh, that's wonderful. Thank you.
It is very good wine.
Mm. How about we go for the French? Actually, if we're going to have, the Dominique Grisha Pinot Burgundy.
Yeah, Pinot Burgundy, whatever he just said.
By the way, also, despite the fact that how I, Michael Petrelli, have butchered that very, very terribly, Charles pronounced it perfectly in French.
So, words. Hell of a thing. Yeah.
They are the building blocks of everything.
Yeah, but I find that given enough time, words tend to be forgotten. You know.
I wouldn't know about that. We still find the carvings of them. They still have their etch in history. And things evolve. Language change. Language becomes more. It diversifies. It encompasses all and makes everything what it is.
Sure. But there's also languages that nobody can decipher because nobody speaks them.
They haven't met me.
Well, I mean, a lot of people haven't met you, Charles.
Maybe one day we'll change that.
Yes, put you on stage.
That'd be something.
A good something, a terrifying something, just a general something.
I haven't quite decided what it would be yet.
Okay.
Needless to say, sorry, I'm trying to see, because that was 3 fucking successes. I need to know how long that poor schmuck is going to be cursed for. He's lucky I didn't put time on there, otherwise it'd be 3 times as long. Oh man. Oh, that poor guy. And you know that's the first time I've actually used nickname in this venue. This is great. I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
I appreciate that you aimed it at an NPC.
Well, you wanted to cheat. Hey, you're his friend. Of course he's going to use it for a random NPC as an example. Oh, man. And the realization of certain things might be Might be there. Oh God, it's a week. He's gonna be a fucking klutz for a week.
Poor kid.
Poor guy.
Ugh.
Yeah, he's gonna lose his job. He's going to lose his fucking job. His life's going to fall to ruin in a week.
Oh no.
Charles just used him as an example. And the best part is he doesn't give two shits.
Maxine does. She's just like, I think I might. I think I might actually have to roll my antithesis. Shit, because she's not doing anything about it. Okay. What do I? That's ignoring the wrong thing, right? It is. Oh, okay. Where did I put that down?
Show me. Okay, fine.
Yeah. Okay. You have your book open already, right? Do you...
I do. I can try and find. Okay. Excuse me. Where's antithesis? Mm-hmm.
So.
I can't spell it right either. Fuck it. Banality, that might be where it is. Gaining banality. Triggers. Antithesis. Oh, there we go. Some examples include blah, blah, blah. The only way to do a great quest for the dots. They experience roll glamour, difficulty 8. If you fail, you gain a point of banality.
Oh, good.
And if the roll is a botch, the character gains a point of banality for every 1 rolled.
Oh no. Okay.
Don't botch.
Don't fail.
Otherwise, your best friend has wounded you terribly, and oaths are broken. Who knew?
Let's see.
How was I supposed to know this was going to hurt you?
Oh, yeah.
What terrible friends we are.
Oh, are you shitting me? Oh, my
Holy
God.
crap. Holy fucking shit.
Oh, my God.
That's
okay.
that's three fucking banality.
Oh, Maxine just seems to wilt. Oh my God.
Oh God. We may have to look over whether or not that is an oath break or not. I don't know.
Well, it wasn't deliberate.
No, it wasn't deliberate. He didn't deliberately do it. He didn't break her friendship. Actually, you know what? He wasn't breaking her friendship. He was doing as she requested. She wanted an example. He gave it to her and stuff like that. So yeah. But he didn't break the oath. Okay. So you know what? We didn't break the oath. It's just an unfortunate side effect of seeing how horrible Charles is. Oh God. Even indirectly, Charles is fucking your shit up.
This must be a nice lunch.
This has turned into something worse.
We've doubled her banality in a moment.
Oh God, is it points or is it temporary? Because I think it's temporary that it goes up. It's just, yeah, fucking shit. Yeah, it's, yeah. Oh God, it's not increasing her dots, but yeah, gains a point of banality. No, I'm trying to read. You know, we're gonna have to look at this later because I don't remember. Yeah. But regardless,
either way, at the moment, the banality is there.
Yeah.
She looks just kind of like slumps.
What's worse is she was the one who asked for this. Which might even be worse. Oh no.
It's well with her tendency to not consider her own interests when speaking.
Yep, exactly.
Acting.
She wanted an example, he gave her one, and now she's suffering the consequences. There we go. It's all part of the plan. The plan I am sort of just making up as I go. Oh man.
She holds her head and she just like pushes the wine away. I've got a headache.
Well, probably best you don't drink the wine then.
Yeah.
And there is plenty of water, and I think there's lemon in it too.
Fantastic. And she just like drinks of the water and just like pushes the lemon wedge in her mouth and just chews aggressively. Perfect. Just how I like it.
It's the door closing in the back. 5 minutes later, there's a car crash.
Oh my god.
This poor guy.
Maxine starts to just kind of sob softly.
Yes, Charles gets to make her cry again. Oh, Biffle, what's wrong?
Oh, just moved by your words.
I have been told that many times.
Mm-hmm. You're quite the poet.
And yet most people don't know it.
See, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
And she's chewing on the lemon rind right now. Thing absurd to just kind of cut through this just bam of banality. Does it seem hot in here to you? It feels real hot in here to me. Hot and like heavy, like cement on my skull.
Honestly, I think this place is fine. However, if you're not feeling like this place is comfortable anymore, we could go somewhere else.
Yeah, that sounds good. Let's go anywhere else.
That sounds wonderful. I'll let the waitress know, and I'll be as discreet as possible. He goes over and he speaks to them. Gives at least a little bit of a surcharge for the efforts and everything like that, and they start walking down New York streets. There's the car crash over there, and the poor man is being checked by the ambulance at this point.
Maxine pauses for a moment just to see if he's okay.
He seems relatively okay. I mean, he definitely seems to have suffered a bit of shock of the impact and stuff, but they're checking
I'm gonna
out.
have to send him flowers or something. So that's what you can do.
That's only a small bit of what I can do.
Oh yeah, you'd make me dance until what was it? You see fit that the narrative should end? I gotta keep that in mind.
I don't think you have to keep that in mind because we're such good friends and we would never, ever break that, would we?
Well, I don't know about you, but I mean, I take my friendships very seriously.
Oh, I take this friendship very seriously too. We have sworn it and enforced it with glamour, with promises, with narrative. We are sworn to each other as friends.
You know,
and it is something very, very serious.
She gives him like a smile as best as she can. Just still absolutely destroyed by what happened to that poor waiter. You know, I love that our friendship is this intense. I mean, growing up, we just solidified our friendships by, braiding each other's hair or, passing notes in class.
Would you like us to pass notes in at work? That could be fun, actually.
Yeah, it'll be great. I know how to do the little fun folds and everything.
That's wonderful. I can keep up with my calligraphy.
Fancy. Although I'm sure if the guys saw you writing calligraphy, they might pick on you. And then I'd have to kill them.
I'm so glad that you would be willing to go to such lengths to protect my feelings.
Well, you are my dear, dear, dear friend, and I would never, ever do anything that would make you think that I do not cherish you and your safety.
Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Because I would go to such lengths for you, dear friend. Such lengths.
Yeah. I imagine. I mean, I'm sure you wouldn't do anything that would hurt me directly.
Of course not.
We really need to work on your delivery. I mean, you say, of course not. But you say it in a way that makes me think, of course not. I'll just kill everyone around you instead. Which is a lot of undercurrent to put on 3 words.
Sometimes that's where you have to look, dear Maxine. The undercurrents, the underlying things.
Yeah.
See, I know we said we weren't going to talk about this, and we're not, but just for future in mind. Look at the words. Listen to the words that are said. Listen to what's underneath, and you'll find dimensions you could never have thought you could ever comprehend. And more importantly, when it comes to words like those said at Thanksgiving, look very carefully at them, because it's the letter of it, not the spirit, that is the most important.
Are you trying to tell me something? She says, and just like,
well, as I said, we're not talking about that. We're talking like good friends about certain things, and I'm just giving you my perspective.
she's like, she looks miserable further. Like, why do you bring it up if you're not going to? Oh my. She just.
I am just being as good a friend as I can in the situation that we're in right now.
Oh, lucky me. So, oh.
Excuse me.
So what's around here that's fun and has no way of possibly turning against us? Does such a thing exist in our world?
I honestly don't know. It all depends how you twist it.
Have you ever played skee ball?
Never have.
Is it one of those things like, I'm not interested in it in the least? Or is it like, no, what the hell is skee ball?
More like, no, what the hell is skee ball?
Excellent. And she pulls it into an arcade, just in random arcade that somehow still exists in this economy.
In this economy,
Yeah.
arcades.
They disappear. They're almost as bad as bookstores for disappearing.
I know. The one in my mall finally closed down. So
Yeah.
it was only a matter of time.
So yeah, but here is an arcade. Okay, very simple. You roll the ball. These are things friends do. I mean, I know you really like your words, and I appreciate that. But let's try and work on some more normal friend things. She like throws a quarter into the skee ball machine, picks up a ball, and just places it in his non-sworn hand, because I don't know about Charles's healing, but Maxine still has bandages on her hand.
Yeah, there's still like a good bandage, but he's actually wearing gloves actually to hide up the injury.
Oh, so you're just as ashamed as Maxine.
Oh no, it's more practicality. No one needs to know.
Yeah.
And plus, have you seen New York? It's freaking cold out there.
She's from Billibeck. This is nothing. So she puts the ball in Charles's hand. Okay. So the goal of the game is to gently roll the ball up this area into one of those holes, preferably one of the smaller holes. Then you get tickets and you trade them in for a stuffed animal you don't want.
Why would I trade them in for something I don't want?
Because tickets are for trading in. It is the way things are done.
All right, then.
And maybe there'll be an animal that you don't want less than the other animals that are there that you don't want.
Fair enough. All right, let's give this a go then. And he rolls it way too gently the first time. It doesn't even roll over the thing. It just rolls right back. He looks at it. I think you might have been exaggerating on how gentle I need to roll this thing.
Yeah, physics is a thing.
This freaking bureaucracy. And he rolls it harder. Not like whamming it or anything like that, but he rolls it harder and it jumps and it gets in one of the bigger rings and into the bigger holes and stuff like that. It's like, oh.
There you go. And she goes to the machine, the skee ball machine next to it. Now you roll these, and I'll roll these, and we'll see who does better.
Excellent. I think this is a good chance for a roll-off to see how... I think this is a Dex Athletics, actually, because there is at least some degree of dexterity and athletics involved in such a matter. Let me see where my athletics is. Okay, so I know how many dice I'm rolling. I am going to be so good at this game.
I'm sure you could possibly beat Max's 2 successes.
No. We tied, actually.
There you go. Look at that. Excellent.
Yay!
No one-upmanship amongst friends.
Yeah, it's the truly skee ball is the great equalizer.
And she'll pull off her tickets and hand them to Charles. Here you go. You can have mine, since it's your first time playing skee ball.
Oh, I'll remember that next time I introduce someone to skee ball. As far as he knows, that's the common etiquette. The common etiquette of skee ball. Oh, it's your first time, you get the other person's ticket. Cool.
Excellent. Yeah.
All right, let's go again, and this time for reals.
All right.
Let's roll this again. Ha! You're doing a way better. Let's see how well Charles does here. Let's see. Ah! She beats him.
Yes. Maxine pulls out her tickets.
Ah, man. So does the loser have to give their tickets to the winner, or how does that work?
Maxine contemplates her next words very carefully.
Yeah, he's excited to hear.
I think that loser might be a very strong word for somebody who just got slightly less points than the other. And I mean, you're still really new to the game, so I would never use such a harsh term for you. I mean, you did really well, and I mean, I just won by a fluke. Such a fluke that it isn't even fair to call me winner. And she just like throws the tickets towards him.
This game is strange. He just takes the tickets. All right, let's do this again then.
Right.
I've only got one success.
Oh. Let's see. Yeah, if we're doing difficulty 6, yeah, 2 successes, yeah.
I mean, these carnival games are probably more difficult, but you know what? Whatever.
Yeah. They're magic. So
whatever. We're protagonists. We got
right. Somebody's gonna open this up and just see all these rolls. What were they doing?
Skee ball. It was nothing but skee ball all the way down. Save for that one naming roll in which I turned someone into a klutz and ruined his life for the next week.
And just, slightly crippled Maxine as well. Oh, God. Maxine is very quiet about her victory. You're doing great, Charles. I mean, I've never seen somebody take skee ball quite so quickly. You could be a professional.
Well, considering the fact that all I have to do is lose and get tickets, this is amazing.
And she looks at her paltry tickets and she's like, yep.
You know what? I should probably lose at this game more often. This is great.
Oh. She just kind of sulks and her ears droop. Maybe another game. I think they have dance. No. She just realized what she was about to say. No dancing. We are not dancing. There is no dancing. I don't dance, she says. Skee ball's great. Let's play skee ball so much. Just until our fingers are numb.
That sounds wonderful. And I think, honestly, that might be a good place to end it, actually, with them just playing skee ball into the late afternoon.
But what will he trade his tickets in for?
Well, considering the fact that she keeps practically giving him his tickets, he's going to have so much. So many options.
You can just get like an armful of sweethearts.
Now he's going to have to visit different arcades now and win their skee ball games. He only plays skee ball. And he plays skee ball for keeps.
Oh, skee ball wizard.
Skee ball wizard. All right, I think that is a wonderful place as Charles becomes the skee ball wizard. That we end this thing. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. Good night, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever, whenever you are. Bye-bye.